Hey YouTube! Welcome back to our channel. You know the drill. Okay, so we got super good news. We had a final inspection yesterday on our house and our agricultural building. So everything looks good. We have to install a radon pipe. We had the radon extraction system already installed during the foundation pour. We thought you had to go through a heating season first to test if there was any radon in your foundation or in your crawl space that would come into your home. But the BC building code is that you have to have the extraction system in place and functioning before the test. So we have the stub outs and everything ready. So we had to just go and get some pipe, and we'll show you how to connect the radon system to the outside and exiting 6 inches above the roof, 10 feet away from any window, or 2 feet minimally above any window. So that's to vent any toxic gases that are radioactive with alpha particles. There is a small chance of that. They say 1 in 20 houses or 1 in 15 houses has that in the interior. So we're doing that. Oh, say hi to Susie Builder. Today she's doing sand and raking.
Super fun.
It's to decrease the depth of the deck from the ground to the first plank. It has to be minimum 24, so we have to raise the level of the ground outside 1 inch. So yeah, there you go. Okay, here we have the tape, and that passes. Good thing it's not frozen and the tractor started. So here's now a little spot. Here's our lonely pumpkin. Still doing good though. Here's another spot. So yeah, looks like a pass. Good job, good job.
Thank you.
So back to the radon pipe. Now that we have our grade around the deck, sufficient for the rules. What you'd use for radon pipe is 4-inch sewer pipe. Reason why you use sewer pipe for a colorless, odorless gas is because when you're negative pressuring your crawl space, you could have moisture, and the moisture would rot out a tin pipe. Plus with plastic pipes, they seal very good with glue and fittings. There's the standard sewer fittings. There's your 90s and 45s and stuff. use PVC glue, Brittle primer with PVC gray glue, and it has to go outside, up the side of the building, and out the top. So during your first winter season or heating season, you put a long-term radon test in the crawl space. You can buy this from Home Depot. All the instructions are inside. Essentially, it's an alpha particle test. That's a radioactive particle from the electromagnetic spectrum. You put this in for a few months, you send it into the laboratories, pay 20 bucks, and they give you an email result. And the result will be no radon. Okay, you just leave your pipe installed as is. Medium radon, we suggest you install evacuation system, which we have. Or high radon, you should have a fan that creates a vacuum in your crawl. And the new building code in BC, I think as of maybe about 5 years ago, is that when you do your footings and you pour your concrete crawl slab or your basement slab, underneath that slab has to be 6 inches of angular, non-compactable radon rock, they call it, but it's just rock. But it's non-compactable, so it's all the same size. So that creates a porous layer underneath your concrete slab, so all the gases can be vacuumed out of there, so to speak. So on top of the radon rock, you do 6 mil vapor barrier with acoustical sealant around all your footings. So that creates a gas-tight, airtight seal underneath your slab. And underneath the slab is that same sewer pipe, except it's like septic field pipe. It's perforated. And the perforations suck the air and gas through the tube, outside through the roof. And like I said a minute ago, if your test comes back high, you install a 4-inch fan in line with that tube, so it'll actually draw and push out, and that fan runs 24/7 forever. So that creates a negative pressure underneath your living space, so no gases can come into your living space. So this is new for me. I never heard of that before. I always heard the word radon before, but never had to go through the process of building it. So here we go. Hopefully you learned something. Building inspector was very nice, and he gave me some stickers. Woo! I was kind of hoping for the happy face stickers or star, but this will do. Okay, so we're down in the crawl space, and I'll show you our stub out. This stub out comes below the slab, and it goes all the way to both lengths of the crawl in a straight line through all the compartments, and that's the perforated portion that's underneath the sealed vapor barrier and underneath 6 inches of radon rock, or it's in the field of the radon rock. So the top of the extraction tube underneath the slab is at the height of the poly, or the 6 mil vapor barrier. And the 6 mil vapor barrier contains the gas below the slab so it doesn't leak into the home. And we stub out to this stub, and I'll show you us connecting the tubes to the exterior, up the outside wall, and through the roof. So here we go. So if you look at this pipe, it goes into the house. So there you have it. When I was a kid, we lived on a farm, and my dad installed a pipe out of the house to his sump pump. And then when the sump pump came on, my mom said, "Hey, look, the house has a pissilja." There you go. Thanks, Mom. Another important part, don't forget, if you have a horizontal section of radon tube, which is just a 4-inch tube we talked about, you have to install it just like plumbing. So it slopes down 1/4 foot, so no water can become lodged or trapped in a section of horizontal run. It will simply flow back to the source and remain empty. So that's very important. The inspector is going to check for that. So there's your warning. If you want to see how to glue PVC, there's a rhyme. You take purple. Well, this is clear. It's upgraded. Primer. It's literally melting the PVC. Ooh. Then you take the actual glue, get a nice layer on there for about 1.5 inches to the depth of the socket of the fitting. Make sure it's smeared on there real good. And like ABS, upon contact, you have 10 seconds. Make sure it's bottom nice. Beauty. And on top of it, it's super stinky. Plumbers don't do this, but I always use fine sandpaper and I give a little scuff on the male part of the joint just to make sure there's no dirt, no glues or varnishes, and it causes the glue to stick extra nice. Mark the depth of your fitting to a reference point, like if you notice. You can push it away from this. Don't sit under it or you'll be wearing it. And it's nasty. There we go. Just like that. There's my mark. There. Beauty. 10 seconds. Gas tight. It would be watertight too. And if you're wondering why the cut is so nice, you put a hacksaw blade in there for metal. You don't use wood. So super small, fine teeth. Makes a nice, easy, smooth cut. See? Voila. Don't get the black snot on the nice white tin siding. outside at sundown once again. Okay, let's take a look. Six inches above the roof is the code. Okay, let's take a look at the sand that Susan smoothed. Ooh, niceies. Ooh, niceies. That's got to make the building inspector happy. Okay, thanks for coming along. See you next time.